Alright, hello people, this is Iron Man fan 147. And I just got a question. Cam Studio hasn't been working for me at all, so if this video even uploads, I have no idea what it did, but help me to prevent it in the future. It kept on loading, it saved stuff as files that couldn't be uploaded to YouTube at all. And every time I get out of this and try and open it and I get this flashing screen, it's the most annoying thing you've ever seen. And I was actually just going to do a tutorial here, requested if this even makes it to YouTube, because I don't know, my thing's been messed up and I haven't uploaded any videos for a while. So if I can go and try and find my gun. Oh, by the way, if anyone knows how to make AIs, artificial intelligence, like the scripts for the game, can you please tell me that? Because I'd really appreciate that, because I've been wanting to do that for a while. So hold on while I find my gun to demonstrate, and I'll be right back. Alright, well, I found it, and okay. It's a Modern Warfare 2 test I've been working on to see if I could do the same effects that are made in the game. Like zooming in with the red dot scope and the firing and the... Pretty much I made the bolts invisible so you don't see them, but you see this. I don't know if you can see this. My audio is probably lagging with the video, so I'll try and go quick. Pretty much so everything looks like this. Well, enemies that come after you, shoot at them. You go away after a while and shoot at that. Pretty much stuff like this. So I can make so you guys can make this kind of thing. Alright, well, first of all, I will open up a new thing, and I will... Sorry, I kind of left you there. It's because I was just going to go look for a gun. I made this by the by. It's nice. It's low polygon. It's not real too low. I mean, it's, you know, it's good for Blender games, but so I'll teach you how to make it kind of be interactive to where you can zoom in and stuff. So I'm just going to add a plane size 30 because that's the default measurement. So we'll equal with this grid, and add a cube. I'll move it up. If you know how to set up a character, I'm doing the exact same thing. So I'm just not going to put the controls in because that would just take a while. I'm just going to put a camera there, you know, the normal little cube character. I'm not going to make the cube as big because I'm afraid my audio might start going out with the video. Probably already has, but I don't know. So pretty much what I'm going to do, so I'm going to take this camera and I'll put it directly over the cube on most of the side, so I'll be in the middle, and I'll right click the camera so it's highlighted. Don't unhighlight it. So it's got a little pink, I mean, depending on if you're using 2.5, I think it's an orange highlight, but as long as it's highlighted, then you shift and right click on the cube and hit Control P to parent, and it says OK, and then make parent. Just click make parent. So every time I move the cube, the camera moves with it, except for when I move the camera, it moves freely, but it's still connected to the... So I can, yeah, do that. So I'll just grab my gun and I'll move it up to about right there. I'll go on the camera, I'll size down. It doesn't really matter how big the gun is as long as it looks good to you, wherever it looks the best. And for whoever's played Halo, yes, this is the DMR from Halo. It's a very nice gun. Anyways, I will right click the gun so it's highlighted, and I will shift right click the camera and hit Control P and make parent. Now don't pay attention to what I'm going to do right now. Okay, you can start paying attention again. Sorry, I had to do something. Make sure the texture showed. But, okay, so what you're going to do here is you're going to go to frame 1. So, pretty much what I just did is I just made it so whenever I move the cube, it moves everything that's connected to it. including the camera and the gun. But if I move the camera, the cube does not move, but the camera and the gun moves. But if I move the gun, it moves freely, but it's still connected. So everything is connected to the cube, but the gun is connected to the camera, and the gun, and everything can move freely except for, it's pretty much just a bunch of prints to each other. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take your gun and go to frame 1. I would split the area by going here, right where my mouse is. I don't know if you can see it, it might be a little blurry, but you right click, split area, and you bring it up. Go over here where this shows a little cross, displays current window type, click for menu of available types, and change that from 3D view to NLA editor. I prefer NLA better. Well, it doesn't really matter. You don't really need timeline though. Alright, so I'm gonna hit I and locate rotation scale. It's right here, it's about halfway down. Almost halfway. Click that so that adds a point. If you want to get rid of anything, all you gotta do is just click that point, hit X, and erase selected. But I didn't really want to do that, so I'll just hit I and then location rotation scale again. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to frame 10? Oh no, frame 20. I figured that's probably the best. You're gonna move the gun up just slightly and to the right, like just that much, maybe about 5, at most 7 pixels. And you're gonna I rotation location scale, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click this first one over here, this first action marker at 1. You're gonna hit Shift D to duplicate and move that over to 40. Now if it's not exactly on 40, that's okay. But if you really want it to be perfect, you can hold Control and it'll be directly over 40. And while you're moving it, it's like perfection key. So now if I go to frame 1 and I hit Alt A, mine kind of lags a little bit, but I'm not sure. You should see the animation of the gun moving up and then back down like that. And see, that's actually kind of too high, so I'm gonna actually get rid of 20. Just fool around with this to where how you like it. Alright, I'll try that. That's better. Okay. So now I'll go to Logic and hit Plane, Add, and Add, and I'll connect these and leave it at Always. And you'll see what this will do. It will look really cool. Hit IPO, hit play from start at 1, that's the STA, that means start, and end, which is end. End it at frame 39, not to 40, because that will make it like, no, actually, no, scratch that. Make it go to 45. Now hit P to play and watch it. Should go up and down and pause. Well, for some reason, because always you have to hit this little thing. Activate true level triggering pulse mode. It's the first little dot thing. So that means when you hit P, it will go up and down like you're breathing. Now you can slow this down by moving these points over. Like maybe I want to move the marker at 20 over to 30. You just hit D, Control, and move it to 30. That means you'll have to move 40 to 50. It's not real hard. If you're new to this, I'd recommend looking up animation tutorials. But hit B, now it goes much slower, so it looks like you're breathing. Except for I'll change this 45 to 55, and then I'll play it now. You can see that up and down like you're breathing. And what you're going to do now is we're going to figure out a running. So your gun will bounce up and down. And I'll change it to keyboard and either W or the up arrow key, depending on whichever one's your forward or reverse button, like to walk forwards or backwards. I'll add another one actually. I'll change it to, I'll make these the arrow keys. So up arrow and add another keyboard and put it down arrow. Add 2 of these controllers and just link those 2 together to each separate one. Then you're going to add an actuator, then you're going to connect those two controllers to one actuator. So you should have right now and always two keyboards. You go over to controllers, you should have 3 of those. You should have 2 actuators. And on the second actuator, you want to change simple motion, or you might have, no, you should have that. So if you click motion, go to IPO again. Let's start it at 55 to, well, let's just start at 55 for right now. So I'll go to frame 55, and it should be the exact same as what you started with on frame 1, if you did this right. I mean, it doesn't really matter where you started as long as it's right where you started. And what you're going to do is you're going to hit I, rotational location scale, go to frame 65, you're going to bring it down, no, kind of up, kind of high, actually let's see, 65, just bring it up to where it kind of moves over, and then 75, we'll kind of back down, 85, 85, bring it back up to where it was when it was 65, so I'll just copy that. You don't have to, but it's easier. And then bring 55, copy that, bring it over to 95. So now I'll put this to 55 to 95, and I'll hit loop stop. So now when I press P, it's breathing until I hit the up arrow key, which makes it like that, like it's running. Now if I stop, it'll start breathing again. If I hit the down arrow key, or the S key, or whatever key you really set it to. Now I want this to be a little bit faster, so I'm going to set that to end at 85. And I'm going to take these points, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm just holding shift and right clicking, and I'm going to size those down. So it kind of looks like that. Put this back at 55. I mean, you gotta kind of play with this. So it's at let's just go with this. It's at 86, so I'll leave it at 85. So now I'll hit P and I'll like that. It looks like you kind of run/walking thing. And now for well, I don't know if I should stop now or not because I'm not exactly sure if I'm running out of time. So I think I'm gonna stop real quick and I'll give you the rest at our tutorial. Goodbye.